order to graduate high school, students in high schools have to pass their required quantity units. They have to pass their required state LEAP assessments and the course exams, and they have to have their parents disclose their financial information and submit that information to the federal government, or sign off an opt-out form. And so whenever you think about those three items, one of those items is not like the others. And so what this particular ask of the board would simply be to remove the FAFSA as a requirement for a student to graduate high school. The student has earned their credits. The student has passed their assessment. They should not have to wait on their parent to complete a FAFSA or an opt-out form for a FAFSA in order to graduate from high school and receive the diploma that they've already earned. Now, if you look into the policy, you see that it does provide provisions. We will provide provisions through guidance for counselors so that they can better understand how to support families, so they can better understand how to provide this information and make sure that all families get this information. Because in Louisiana, we all know that TOPS is very important to many families. TOPS requires FAFSA or a different form, opt-out or similar form to FAFSA. And so this just takes it off the table as having to be a requirement to graduate high school to complete the FAFSA.
Any questions or comments? Yes.
For the FAFSA, is that effective for this school year?
It will be next school year.
Okay. Any other questions or comments? We have Brandy Poe would like to speak. Is she here? Yes, she's not here. And we do have the following people not wishing to speak in support of the recommendation: Christy Pike, Paige Lowry, Katie Alexander, Deborah Melvin, Vicki Cloutier, Jane Smith. Ms. Harris?
Mr. Chairman, I'd like to point out that we have Representative Chuck Owens in the audience on this item.
Stand up, please.
Glad to have you, Chuck.
Thank you very
Good to
much.
see you.
I'm going to take a second of personal privilege on this one. Dr. Bumley knows I have heartburn about this particular recommendation. We have a state full of very poor people, and a lot of homes, a lot of parents are uneducated, undereducated, very poor. I personally feel like it has been very beneficial to parents, families, and children, students, to have the benefit of the opportunities to get funding, whether it be grants or scholarships or TOPS or whatever else. There is a negative in it, and that is the amount of loans, which mislead families to a great extent with loan documentation. I'm not going to object to the motion. There are other aspects of it that I do agree with the motion. But I think we have to be very careful to find the right mechanism to help these people, our friends and relatives and fellow citizens of Louisiana, be able to get the finances they need to go to college or to go to VOTEC school or to go to any other post-secondary high school type training. It's really important. I'm okay with getting rid of this FAFSA for today, but you have to have FAFSA to unlock any of these funding mechanisms. So I know we're talking about giving them additional advice. That's great, but we've got to go to the next step in some fashion. Keep that in the forefront, that parents who may not even know what a FAFSA is understand the significance of it so that they can help their children find the resources to go on to a better life. So again, that's just personal privilege. I'm not going to object, but I did want to put that on the record. So anyway, do we have any objections to the motion?
Motion to report favorably.
We don't have to do that.
Yeah.
Motion to report it favorably.
You're back in the house. You don't
We
have
don't
to
do that.
We ignored that, that's fine. Anyway, there's no objections, so the motion carries.
Your next item is on page 87, item 4.8, consideration of revisions to Bulletin 741 non-public, Louisiana Handbook for Non-Public School Administrators, regarding written policies and programs. The recommendation is to approve as a notice of intent revisions to Bulletin 741 non-public.
Okay, we have a motion, or rather, a motion to accept. We have a second. Mr. Morris seconds it.
Mr. Bell, this is actually information that's coming from the non-public schools council. Dr. Armstrong may want to speak more to that, but this is some information that they would like to see in policy. It has to do with things like the Purple Star Award for military families and making sure that they have access to being recognized for that. Tobacco prohibition, bullying prevention, corporal punishment. So all of this came through the non-public schools council favorably, and we would recommend its approval.
Okay, any questions or comments? We have a motion to adopt 4.8. Any objections? No objections. Motion stands adopted. 5.1.
The next item is on page 93, item 5.1, consideration of a summary report of waiver requests submitted to LEAs for the 23-24 school year regarding policy contained in Bulletin 741, Louisiana Handbook for School Administrators, Section 2313, pertaining to Bessie mandated elementary level foreign language programs, as submitted by State Superintendent of Education. Recommendation is to approve the waiver request as outlined and direct the LDOE and Bessie attorneys to thoroughly research the issue and bring forth further recommendations regarding policy revisions or possible statutory revisions at the appropriate time.
Okay, we have a motion. Mr. Harris moves. Ms. Mallory seconds. Do we have any comments or questions? This is a recast of a motion we bypassed last meeting. It has some issues that we'll address in a moment. Any objections to the motion? No objections. Motion stands adopted. And now I recognize Ms. Mellon for another motion.
Thank you, Senator Bell. I appreciate that Bessie has handled these requests for many years in this manner. However, I'm concerned that this may not be the best approach, and our new board should take the time to thoroughly review this. Therefore, I move that the department work with Bessie Council to review the statute at hand, its previous and current interpretation, current implementation, and then recommend to Bessie a course of action no later than August meeting of academic goals and instruction improvement, recognizing that legislative instruments in the upcoming session could impact that path forward.
Okay, we have a motion. Do we have a second? Ms. Harris seconds. Does everyone understand the motion? Any objections to the motion? Motion stands adopted. Okay, 6.1, the best motion of the day.
Your next item is on page 101. Item 6.1, consideration of the recognition of Ms. Abigail Clifton, 23-24 student representative for the Bessie Academic Goals and Instructional Improvement Committee, and the introduction of Mr. Blake Robert, 24-25 student representative. The recommendation is to recognize and introduce.
Do we have a motion? Ms. Holloway moves, Ms. Mellor seconds, and it's with our great pleasure to say that there's no objection, and the motion stands adopted. And thank you so much for your work and your time. Oh, okay. Please.
Ms. Clifton, with the token of our appreciation, the Board of Education would like to present you with this gift. Thank you so much for your service.
At this time, you want to say something?
Yes.
Please do.
I just wanted to thank you all for giving me this opportunity, especially to the Bessie staff, because I haven't got to know a lot of you yet because of y'all's re-election. But I just wanted to thank y'all for all the opportunities that y'all provided me. And I just wanted to give y'all a piece of advice. Remember why y'all are up here, because I think oftentimes our emotions, our personal agendas can get in the way of what our true mission is, and that's to better education for not only the people that work in it, but for the children that it is provided to. And I just want to give y'all, Blake worked really hard for this new position, so I urge y'all to use his input because he's got value. So thank you.
Okay, Ms. Mallory.
Well, Well, we haven't had an opportunity to work with Ms. Clifton very long. Michael did, and he reported very favorably that Ms. Clifton has just been an excellent representative. And we're always happy to have somebody from North Louisiana sitting up on the dais with us. But she's been a great representative. She's come to the meetings above and beyond, always prepared and engaged. And as you've heard her speak in her mind several times to remind us of our purpose to be here, we appreciate that. I want to talk about the courage that takes and the confidence that takes, and what a testament is that to Ms. Clifton and to her family.
I do, thank you so much for being here, but in response to Ms. Mellerin, I'm so happy to have a Southerner on our board. And Blake is coming from my area of Lafourche, Central Lafourche. I am so excited to have you on board, sitting next to me, and you have some big shoes to fill here because she was remarkable and always participated, so thank you for that. And I do want to say that Blake's mom was a librarian of mine and just loved her, saw her pregnant with Blake, and here he is serving with us. And thank you, Central Lafourche staff, who are advisors to Blake, and you will see them at our meetings when it transpires. So welcome, Blake. Excited to have you.
I think at this time, perhaps Blake would like to come forward and say a few words. Come on up here to the mic.
Hi, so my name is Blake Robert, and I'm not a doctor either.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I am a junior at Central Lafourche High School. I would like to thank the Louisiana Association of Student Councils and the Best Board for allowing me this opportunity this upcoming year to excel with you all. And while I don't have the experience that y'all do yet, I hope to have an impact as you all do. Thank you very much.
Well said. Thank you very much. So if there's no further business, I think the committee stands adjourned. Do you have anything else? Okay. Committee stands adjourned.